Hi everyone, Deb here. If you make videos, you might know what this is like. This is my third try. And when it gets to the third try, you start to get testy. Totally stinks. Alright, so I hope that it is nicer weather wherever you are at. I hope this day finds you well. Today I want to share with you from Second Epistle of John. Now, the second epistle of John agrees with Yeshua. Funny how that is, right? But I think you're going to be surprised at what it actually says. I intend to start and stop a few times during this video because that's how I do it. I read it and then I'm like, wait, what did that say? So I hope this will be a blessing to you. And an eye-opener. I mean, it's an extreme eye-opener. So I hope that you will be as surprised and amazed as I have been to find this little nugget of truth here. All right, so the second epistle of John is right next to Revelations. I'm going to be reading out of the Sefer version today. Don't freak out that it's not the KJV or NIV or any of the ones that you're used to. The Sefer it just means sacred text. And a couple hundred years ago, they took out several books of the Bible. And I say we need to go and check them out. We need to not just trust what men tell us and what is, what's taught in seminaries and such. We need to check it out for ourselves. So, as I'm working from home today, I wanted to bring this to y'all. On Shabbat, my son Jesse was asking Yahweh, if he had somewhere he wanted him to read, as he does. And this is what Yahweh gave him. And it was just so sweet and precious to me, because I need confirmations. When all of the church is believing things one way and they all think you're a crazy whack for believing it another way, one needs confirmation, and lots of it. So this is sweet. All right, so this is one chapter, so we're going to read through the whole chapter. Verse 1. The elder unto the elect lady and her children, whom I love in the truth, and not I only, but also they that have known the truth. What is the truth? Yeshua said that he was the way, the truth, and the life. And in Psalms, it says that the Torah is truth. Ooh, that's right, because Yeshua is also called the Word. And the Word has been around since what? Since the beginning. Okay, so in verse 2, for the truth's sake, which dwells in us, and shall be with us forever. Grace be with you, mercy and peace from Yahuwah the Father, and from the Adonai Yahusha HaMashiach, the Son of the Father, in truth and love. I rejoice greatly that I found of your children walking in the truth. Again, what is the truth? Oh, that's lovely. I've got, now this third time, I've got some stray cat crying outside my window. The enemy does not want the truth out there. And if it is, he wants a lot of distraction from the truth, right? Oh, shut up, cat. Let's see. Okay, so I just want to remind us again in verse 4. I rejoice greatly that I found of your children walking in the truth, as we have received a commandment from the Father. Walking in the truth. Who is the truth? The way, the truth, and the life. That would be Yeshua. He is the Word. The Word has been with us from the beginning. That's what it says. The same was in the beginning. All right. Verse 5. And now I beseech you, lady, not as though I wrote a new commandment unto you, but that which we had from the beginning, that we love one another. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. What? Oh, that sounds exactly like what I taught recently. That the Ten Commandments teach us how to walk in love towards each other, how not to hurt each other. And they are the most beautiful things that were ever written. They're wonderful, wonderful commandments. They are not to be sneered at. And as I went through them before, we can walk in those. If we want to, we can walk in those. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it. What? Oh, we're supposed to be walking in the commandments. It's right there in black and white. That you have heard from the beginning. Where's the beginning? The beginning is over here. It's called Genesis. The same was from the beginning. That's Yeshua. There were always commandments that Yahweh asked us to walk in. And he hasn't changed his plan of action. That's a man-made doctrine. That as ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it. Woo! For many deceivers are entered into this world, who confess not that Yahushua HaMashiach is come in the flesh. This is a deceiver and an anti-Mashiach. That one verse has been quoted like a million times in my life. And, they forget the most important part. So, sure, the devil and his little minions and followers have learned how to say that Jesus Christ came in the flesh so that they can deceive you. They don't even use the name Yahushua HaMashiach or Yahushua or Yeshua because his real name was Joshua, meaning Yahuwah is salvation. Not Jesus Christ is not salvation. No, that's not what that word means. Not whatsoever at all. So if you take away his real name, you take away the real meaning. Is Yahuwah is salvation. It's all important. It's very, very important. That's why I'm hammering away at the name stuff. And that's why video after video I'm talking to you about the name. Because the name tells us who salvation is in. It's in Yahuwah. Oh man, oh man, oh man. So, you can't take verse 7 and leave out verse 6. If you do, you will be deceived. Because it's telling us in verse 6 that the man of Yahweh will walk after the commandments. He will walk in love, which is after the commandments. So, this is how we're deceived. We are deceived by people who do not walk in the commandments. We are deceived by people who tell us we don't have to walk in the commandments anymore. We are deceived by people who tell us that the commandments have been done away with, even though our very Savior said he did not come to abolish the law, but to fulfill it. And he did fulfill it. And he was showing us that we could walk in the commandments. In other places in the New Testament, it says to be perfect, even as Yeshua was perfect. Yeshua walked in the commandments. He led a sinless life. This book of 2 John, the epistle of John, 2nd epistle of John, was written after the death of Yeshua. And it's telling us, just like in the beginning, to walk in the commandments of Yahuwah. It's right there in black and white, if you care to hear it. And verse 8. Look to yourselves that we lose not those things which we have wrought, but that we receive a full reward. Whosoever transgresses and abides not in the doctrine of Mashiach has not Yahuwah. So whoever sins and abides not in the doctrine of Mashiach, which was to walk in the commandments, has not the Father. It's pretty heavy duty, peeps. If you really listen to it, that's very heavy duty. That's a heavy duty message. This is not a light message. Whosoever transgresses, that's sin, and abides not in the doctrine of Mashiach, has not Yahuwah. He that abides in the doctrine of Mashiach, he has both the Father and the Son. I want both the Father and the Son. You know, I don't know about you. Maybe you think you don't need it, but I need Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, which is the Ruach HaKodesh. I need it all. I need it all. I need it all. I do. Life is tough. This life is tough, and I need it all. I want it all. I want all of my deity. I want all of my Elohim. I don't want just the little portion that makes me feel good. I don't want the itching ears portion. I want all of him. Verse 10. If there come any unto you, and bring not this doctrine, receive him not into your house. Don't receive this person into your house. The person that is teaching you the gospel meaning God spell, and we know that God is G-A-D, pronounced G-A-W-D, the God of fortune, the God of prosperity. Yeah. What's it say? If there come any unto you, and bring not this doctrine, receive him not into your house. It's not gospel. The word is besora. Besora. So we need to have the right besora and chuck the gospel. Receive him not into your house or into your spiritual house. The house, the place where the Ruach HaKodesh dwells is inside of you. Don't receive this doctrine or this person who teaches against the commandments of Yahuwah, or that they're done away with, into your house. Neither bid him farewell. Many translations translate that Godspeed. Don't bid him Godspeed. For he that bids him farewell is a partaker of his evil deeds. Having many things to write unto you, I would not write with paper and ink, but I trust to come unto you, and to speak face to face, that our joy may be full. The children of your elect sister greet you. Amen. All right, so there we go. We hear Yeshua, his very own voice, says that if you love me, you will keep my commandments. And now we see in the second epistle of John, in the New Testament, both places, that we should walk after the commandments of Yahuwah. That way, we will have the Father and the Son. And that's what we really want. We want the Father and the Son. All right. That is all I have for you today. And I would love to pray for you. If you have any prayer requests, you can leave them in the comments below. If you do not feel comfortable with that, you can email me at debinfullbloom at Gmail. Debinfullbloom, the number 2, at gmail.com. That's DEBINFULLBLOOM at gmail.com. Did I put the number 2 in there? Oh, man. Debinfullbloom, the number 2, at gmail.com. And I'd be happy to pray for you. And speaking of prayer requests, I would really appreciate it if you would remember me in your prayers. I'm having some heart issues, and I'm trying to work more from home. And I really probably should have health insurance, but I cannot afford. Actually, it's over $500 a month. Last I checked into it, for a single person to get health coverage. My children have health coverage through other means, but I do not, and probably should have it at this time. So, if you remember to pray for me, that would be awesome, and I'd be happy to pray for you. If this message was a blessing to you or an eye-opener to you, please do like and subscribe if you are not subscribed already. And so that way more people can find out that the gospel is not complete. It's not the Besorah, and that we need the true Besorah. The true good news is that we can walk in the law. Paul said that we have not striven to the point of blood against sin. It's so true. Maybe you have, but the majority of us have not tried that hard not to sin, not to the point of blood. So we have not tried hard enough anyway. And we can walk in those commandments and be a blessing to others and be a blessing to ourselves. So anyway, that's all I have for today. Y'all have a good day. I hope the weather is nicer where you're at. Hope you're not having another dark day with no sun and more rain. Bye-bye.